Good morning, everyone. Today is Wednesday, April 22nd. My name is Dadisi Najib, and I'm the hearing officer for San Francisco Public Works. And our clerk this morning is Maribel Hanson. This hearing is being recorded via Zoom and will be available afterward through a link on the San Francisco Public Works website, sfpublicworks.org. As this is a virtual hearing, there is no sign-in sheet. So if you would like to receive information about the results of this hearing, please send an email to the email address listed on the hearing notice. This public hearing is being held to consider, well, it was two items. I guess it's still two items because we'll have the first or second item if there are any items that are not on the agenda that someone wants to speak to, we could speak to. So the hearing will proceed as follows. My job as the hearing officer is to gather the facts for the hearing item, listen to your testimonies, and help our Director of Public Works make determinations. I will not be making any decisions today. Instead, I will forward the findings from this hearing and make my recommendations to the Director. And the Director will make the final determinations. Once the Director's determinations are made, the department will notify you of them if you have provided contact information. The hearing will proceed as follows. For each case, I will ask Public Works staff to speak first and present the case. There's no time limit for this presentation. Then I will allow the property owner or appellant or applicant to speak. And then lastly, any member of the public or witness who wants to speak on that item. Each speaker will have up to 3 minutes. The clerk will monitor the time for all speakers and will indicate when the speaker has 30 seconds left. If you are a party to this proceeding, I will call on you to speak. And if you would like to use visual materials in your presentation, please let me know before you speak. You will then have the standard 3 minutes to provide your comments. If you are a member of the public or witness who wants to speak, wait for me to call for public comments, then use the Zoom's raise your hand feature if you're on a computer to put yourself in the queue to speak. If you're dialing in on your phone, you're going to dial *9 to indicate you're raising your hand. And when it's your turn to speak, I'll recognize you. If you're on your phone and you're muted, press *6 to unmute yourself. And if you'd like to use visual materials in your presentation, please let me know once again before you speak. And then you'll have the standard 3 minutes to provide your comments. Comments and questions should be addressed to me and not to the department or the applicant. If you cannot finish your comments within the allotted time, you may submit written testimony to me by the end of this hearing. If I feel that a question is warranted, I will ask the question. Once all comments are completed, I will close the item. We will now begin the hearing. For the second item on the agenda is public comments. Any members of the public may address myself on matters that are within the department's jurisdiction, but are not on today's agenda. Are there any members of the public who are here to address an item that is not on today's agenda?
Officer Najib, I do not see any hands raised at this time.
Okay, excellent. Thank you. Well, that's great. We'll close out that item. The next one up is hearing order number 212681, which has been canceled. So I did want to document that. Again, that's hearing order 212681 has been canceled. And so the one that we're hearing today is item 4, hearing order 212685. Actually, I'm missing some stuff. I apologize. Looking at my notes, I feel like there was some things that I didn't mention. That's okay. We're going to go ahead and get started. I don't want to hold anyone up. Order number 212685 to consider notice to repair number 1267348 and notice of violation and abatement order number 1292864. This notice is regarding overgrown vegetation and plants, a raised planter around a city tree encroaching into the curb area and path of travel obstructed at 1435 26th Avenue. So Public Works staff available to make their presentation?
Yeah, I'm here. Good morning, hearing officer.
Good morning. Thank you.
My name is Woo Ju Chung. For the record, I am a street inspection supervisor over here at Code Enforcement. Just want to provide a before I begin, can everybody see the PowerPoint or the slideshow? Or-
Yes.
Thank you. Just a quick overview of the abatement program, and I apologize. I am in the open cubicle, so you may hear some background noise and other conversations going on. Accelerated sidewalk abatement program expedites corrective action for sidewalks in extremely poor condition along the residential and commercial thoroughways as defined by the city's better street plan. The program inspects and expedites corrective action on claim and accessibility related sidewalk complaints, as well as outstanding notices and high priority pedestrian right-of-way conditions referred by the public and verified by inspection staff. As we've discussed before, the property in question is 1435 26th Avenue. There's some pertinent information on the reference numbers or the request for action, as well as the initial notice of repair and the ASAP PO, which is basically the notice of violation that was issued to the property. And here, these are just some dates on when the first notice was mailed to the property, November 28th, 2024. A second courtesy notice was mailed on January 28th, 2025. And then the notice of violation or the blight notice was issued on February 27th, 2026. Again, I won't read through this whole thing, but basically just some applicable codes. Section 706 of the Public Works Code basically states that it is the responsibility of the adjacent property owner to maintain the sidewalk. This also includes the duty to include the removal of any unpermitted structure. This is just a continuation of Section 706. Section 723 of the Public Works Code has to do with the obstruction of and enforcement upon public right-of-way is prohibited. It should be unlawful for any person, firm, or corporation without permission from the Department of Public Works to pile, cap, or otherwise obstruct or place obstructions or encroachments upon, above, or below any public right-of-way. Again, this is just a continuation of that code section in full. Section 808 of the Public Works Code. This is more along the urban forest section, protection of trees and landscape material. I've actually asked a colleague from our Bureau of Urban Forestry to talk about this more and how it pertains to the site or the defect in question. I'm going to ask, you know what, Brian, you want to just jump in right now?
Hi, Brian Ong, San Francisco Urban Forestry. Yeah, basically, anything, it's like the protection of street trees and landscape material, injury to or destruction of trees are prohibited, and it's unlawful for any person to intentionally or maliciously injure or destroy any property. Ruju, did you want me to talk about what the code or the tree itself?
I can go ahead and go through and just go through the slides on what we have,
Yeah.
and then if you can just jump in on the urban forest side.
Okay.
Thanks, Brian. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and continue on. Again, the notice, here's a copy of the notice that was issued. This is the courtesy notice. Here are some pertinent photos. This is what the condition looked like in November 27th, 2024. You can see that there are street trees underneath all these lines. We see that there's been an unpermitted structure. A notice was issued to the property owner of the unpermitted structure, and there's not proper Clearance, there's a lack of, ADA requires a 4 foot minimum, clearance. Or a minimum 4 foot wide, pedestrian, throughway. It is somewhat pinched over here. We have vines, and other plant materials that are basically, just surrounding and, strangling the street trees at the location. It's hard to see because of the overgrowth of vines out here. Again, this is a part of our process. We post a notice on the property prior to issuing notice. More pictures. So this is on the second inspection, January 27th, 2025. Conditions have not really changed much. From my understanding, there has been communication with the property owner and with the Bureau of Urban Forestry on basically how to possibly permit this. Again, not sure what that really entails, but again, this is the condition on the second inspection. Again, posted notice, and finally another inspection that was done on June of 2025 last year. We have seen that the conditions have not improved. The unpermitted structures are still there. Again, it's another thing to note out is that the 8 foot clearance, or vertical clearance, is being impeded by the vines and the structure that is placed in front of the sidewalk at this location. So here's a little bit closer view of some of the structure that was created for the vines, as I assume. And then again, this is another third final inspection that was done January 23rd of this year, 2026. It does look like maybe some trimming has been done at this point. But again, the unpermitted structure remains. We don't see a permit that has been filed. And so due to continued complaints that we have received on this property, we had moved forward with issuing a notice of violation in which it was appealed, and why we are here today. Thank you. Oh, actually, I'll let Brian, if you want to jump in at this point, make any.
Yeah, again, this is Brian Ong, San Francisco Urban Forestry. I'm one of the urban forestry inspectors. And yeah, basically there's this vine, the bougainvillea vine, that is growing over and engulfing the tree and basically harming the tree. So we see this as, some of this vine that's destroying a street tree, and it's detrimental to its health. You can kind of see that the vine has engulfed the tree, and the tree is barely surviving. And also, the vine does have thorns on it, and so we do not permit any, landscaping or trees that have thorns or that could potentially harm pedestrians or the public as they're walking by. So even if this were like a landscaped area, we wouldn't permit this type of vine, the bougainvillea, or shrub or plant, whatever you want to call it, to exist, just because it does have thorns and could injure somebody or cause injury to someone. So yeah, because the vine does have thorns and it is engulfing and endangering the street tree, yeah, we wouldn't permit and recommend removing the vine. That's it.
Okay.
If you have any other questions.
One quick question, Brian, do you know what is the fine for this violation?
In terms for urban forestry, the fine is an INLUFI, which is the $2,590, and that's usually per tree. That's usually the cost it takes to plant and maintain a street tree for 3 years. So that's like our normal fine fee for if someone were to like say like construction or something where weren't protecting a tree. That's the fine that we give them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hearing officer, if I may, just want the current notice of violation that was issued to the property owner. There is a $406 blight fee that has been assessed to the property owner. And again, that blight fee has to do with now because once we give a property owner 30 days, and in this case, we not only the 30 days, but successive notices, like a 15-day courtesy notice, informing them that, hey, you need to resolve this issue. And because nothing has been done after the 30 days, the blight fee gets assessed, and that is meant to recover city costs on the additional time spent on inspecting and traveling to this property.
Okay. And obviously, I think we've made clear what our expectations from the property owner are as it pertains to the path of travel, and whatnot in our conversations or in our interactions with them, correct?
That is correct. Again, what we are looking for as far as code enforcement is the minimum pathway through travel, as well as the removal of any unpermitted structures, along with any clearance along the street as well.
Okay, and you mentioned in your presentation that there is a way to possibly get the structures permitted, correct?
I believe there was conversation with the property owner, or someone had instructed them to possibly reach out to urban forestry, which the property owner may have had conversations with them as to a pathway forward to possible permitting. I mean, at least from the code enforcement side, I do see that there would need to be some serious corrections. And again, I know with the Love Your Neighborhood permit that might come into play, but as far as permitting concerns, normally if there's a structure in the public right of way, we require property owners to submit an application for a minor sidewalk encroachment permit. Could this be permitted a different way through whether it be a landscape permit through the Bureau of Urban Forestry or a Love Your Neighborhood permit? That may be possible. Again, that would be a question more for our permitting department. As far as, we're concerned, we see that, we had issued a notice. There was a failure to respond to the notice with an adequate amount of time, and we just moved forward with that.
Did they respond at all?
There has been, yes, there has been communication correspondence back and forth. This got escalated to me because it got to the point where Urban Forestry was seeking some traction on basically moving forward with this, because they have not. This was dragging on for a while. Again, once we see that, when we see additional complaints, again, we're not trying to proactively go after property owners or anything like that, but when we have multiple complaints that are coming from the public regarding that, we do have a job, and it does require us to basically follow up on notices that have been issued in the past.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome. That concludes your presentation. Is the applicant on the call? Is the applicant present today?
Could you please raise your hand if you are the appellant? And I can, okay.
And you have 3 minutes to make your presentation.
I'm going to go ahead and if you're ready, I'm going to start the timer. You have 3 minutes. Mr.
Please
Techie?
introduce yourself.
He should be unmuted. Oop. Mr. Techie?
Press *6 to unmute yourself if you're on a phone. We can't hear you if you're talking.
You're currently unmuted. Oh, you've just muted yourself again. You are unmuted. Can you speak? I'm going to go ahead and promote you to a panelist and see if that would work. Okay, you should be able to speak at this time. Hello? You are unmuted. Could you do a test?
Yeah. Are you able to hear me?
Okay.
Okay,
Yes.
yes. Now we can hear you. I'm going to go ahead and start your timer right now. Go ahead.
Okay. Thank you. Yes, I appreciate the opportunity to address the panel here. Yeah, unfortunately, this is, from what I heard from the department's presentation, it's become a very bureaucratic process where lots of things got lost in the shuffle and resulted in a very unfair and lack of due process on my part, especially with multiple inspectors, one not knowing what's happening with the other. I've been very interactive and responsive at every step of the way and timely addressing things as I become aware of it. I've done all the corrections and requirements in net code, and have a presentation to show you that. And I have a video showing the previous Department of Forestry on-site meeting in December, where we reached agreements and I enacted those agreements, but they disappeared. And then I, to me, it seems like bad faith. Prematurely escalated this to a notice of violation, ignoring my email that I sent them in December. For 2 months disappeared, no communications that were promised to converge on a solution. And then I get this notice of a violation of abatement, and it's just a bureaucratic process, and my neck's on the chopping block, basically. I have a presentation to show and a video to back up everything I'm saying.
Okay, we're ready.
Go ahead.
Presentation?
Yes.
Yes, please.
Okay, how do I share my screen?
There should be a share button.
Mhm.
There's
Where-
an arrow. It looks like an arrow, and the word share underneath the button
Okay, arrow.
on the icons where they have chat, raise hand.
Oh, here's share. Yeah, it's like I'm going blind. Okay, I see it. Big green arrow button. Okay, hold on. Let me.
So you have you're at 20 seconds. Officer Najib, would you like to have
Yes.
Mr. Tiki continue?
Yes, please. I will
Okay.
allow it. Yes.
Sir, do you have anything else on? Because it is echoing.
Yeah, I'm getting echo too. I have two. I have the workspace app version and the browser, both accessing this meeting at the same time.
Yeah, you might want to turn one off, I think would
Okay.
be what I would
The browser is a
suggest.
better interface, so I'm going to kill the Zoom workspace.
Thank you.
Yeah, I didn't want to get locked out, so I figured if I had two ways. If you please give me one moment.
Sure.
Okay, so I'm going to leave webinar from the workspace. Hopefully that doesn't kill us on the browser. Okay, can you still hear me?
Yes, and now the
Yes.
echo is
Okay.
gone.
Excellent.
And can you
Sorry about
please,
that. I just didn't want to get blocked out, so I wanted two ways to connect.
Okay, we're ready for your presentation and video.
Okay, thank you. So what time do I have? Because the video I think is 9 minutes,
Oh,
showing key snips from the last visit, and I have a presentation which I've kind of bullet pointed at timestamps, the key takeaways, and I have and overall the process and what's going on in my corrections.
okay. Let's do this. Let's do the presentation. What are the, because that'll be it will highlight, right, your
Yeah, it
takeaways.
will highlight. Yeah,
Because what will you be showing us? What are you trying to show us? That you've been compliant, or
well, that there was a meeting, an on-site meeting with Department of Forestry. The two, Chris Buck and
okay.
Susan, I forgot her last name. It's in the presentation.
Uh-huh.
And
Okay.
and then Chris Heredia, who retired, and that could be part of the problem. He was supposed to coordinate next steps, and then he retired days after, and then this went to the chopping block, and then the other two, Department of Forestry inspectors, they disappeared, and then it
Okay,
just went to the chopping block here.
Okay, so Mr. Techie, what I'd like to ask you is, in any time during the communications, were you unclear about what the department's expectations were from you in terms of the 4-foot clearance allowance, and for the sidewalk, it is the public right of way, and
Not at all.
regarding, you were unclear about that?
No. I was completely clear, and I did that in the presentation. It'll make everything clear, and I'll show the history. It's not the way that your paperwork there shows it. That's not how things rolled out with me.
Okay, okay, I'm ready for your presentation. Are you ready?
Oh, okay, yeah, and I'm always at any step interrupt, and I'll open the questions.
Okay, how long is your presentation? Because I do want to, I know we had technical difficulties, but I do want to be mindful of the 3 minutes. You are the only
3 minutes is
case.
not possible. Because this is an onslaught of so many issues. There's no way. So if I only have 3 minutes, then is that all I have? They have unlimited time, and I only get 3 minutes to make my case. I don't get it.
That is correct. If you want to, those are the
Okay.
rules. I didn't make the rules. I'm just
Oh,
here
yeah,
to follow
understood.
them. What you could do though is send me your presentation and your videos,
Okay.
and I can look at them independently
Oh, yeah.
before I
Any
make my
reasonable person.
decision.
Yes, any
Yeah, you
reasonable
can
person.
send them to Clerk Maribel. How would he send that to me? Would he send it to the SF Public Works, or would it come directly to my email?
well, typically it goes like to the inspector.
Okay.
And then, because it filters all through Inspector Chong's, and
Okay.
then we can get that to you. So,
Okay.
and Mr. Tiki, you have in Inspector Chong's email address, correct?
I feel like it was there. Yeah, coordinating
Okay.
this
Mr.
appeal,
Tiki,
I
I
believe.
think that's a better idea. I think if you send me all your background information, because you did take the time to do that, and I want to see it. But in
2
the
sleepless
interest,
nights.
okay, I do want to see them and review them and take them into consideration. If you just very quickly, could run down, your
Yeah,
your
I'll
highlights
give you the
of
3 minutes. I'll give you the
what the
3 minutes.
point it is. Okay, starting now. What
Oh,
it is you
I-
want to communicate to us. Okay?
okay. I didn't
Thank
precompile a
you.
3-minute version, but let me do my best. Okay.
Okay.
I'm very happy here that I feel like there are good faith, reasonable interactions. And I feel that that's all I need is good faith, rules, and then compliance, and then, working towards meeting what are real problems and real issues, and then getting solutions. Okay. So in this case, the 4-foot passageway, that was always since the beginning. Oh, by the way, the complainer is always this renter next door. It's the same guy, and I have the email evidence. He's the same one that complained after I warned him about parking on the sidewalk. 3 days after that, he started doing these
Okay.
weaponizing
Mr.
complaints.
Techie, let's stay focused.
Yeah, I'm
We're
sorry.
talking
That's not
about
going to
your
be 3
thing.
minutes.
That's
Yeah,
okay. Come on.
that'll all be in there. Thank you.
You
I
could do it.
appreciate that. I tend to fork. Okay, so the 4-foot passageway, never been an issue. It's just a matter of trimming 6 inches a little bit. There's 4 feet always at the tree planter. Okay. Second issue, the vines, never an issue. I mean, as far as the thorny is not an issue. That's just the overgrowth. It would have been trimmed, but the main issue was tree health that they brought up. So we focused on tree health, and I told them, oh yeah, the vines, yeah, of course, the bougainvillea, the thorny ones, I dethorned them already. There's 4 feet. And then they were saying, when they came on their site visit, oh, the tree is dead and dying, and you're killing it, and the dirt is suffocating and all that. And that thing's been there for 6 years. I've been growing it 5 times bigger than all the other trees that have been neglected on the street that are like only a few feet high. And they admitted that I've been nurturing and growing that tree so big. But then they took a position in winter saying, oh, that thing is dead. It's never going to flower again. And here we are now. It's growing and flowering as ever, because I always maintain it and I keep the vines clear. But anyhow, what I did to stay within the 3 minutes, just to be sure and safer, and more helpful to the tree health, which was their only concern, that I installed a lifter that removed any dirt contact from any part of the tree trunk and from the whole basin are lifted, so there's complete airflow, no dirt contact. That's the only issue, and I have the video evidence that was the only issue. And I have the pictures showing my fixes. And the neighborhood loves it. I have multiple, so I got at least 8 neighbors supporting that love it. The children love it. People take pictures. It adds the value. It serves the goal and purpose.
You have 30 seconds, sir.
Okay. Yeah. So just need a fair, honest broker to get to solutions that we can discuss, and not a chopping block that disappears and goes to violation notices. And it all will be great and everybody will be happy. And this one complainer shouldn't outshine or outscream everyone else that loves it. He did 3 complaints. It's all him. Is a revenge. Is a retaliation, weaponizing the city. This is the wrong process.
And
okay,
your
I'll
time
stop
is
there.
up.
And my presentation and video.
Okay, Mr. Techie, I just thank you so much for your presentation. I just had one quick question. It's really to the group. Is it unreasonable to request or get a permitted structure for it looks like you're kind of trying to grow an overhead arbor from the potted plant over connecting to the other one. I mean, have you considered that? Because we want you to be right? You say the neighborhood loves your garden there that you have, and people are enjoying it. Have you? Is it unreasonable for you to just get a permit so that you'll be correct? Is it as simple as that? And so that the question might be more for our team. I see your hand is raised. I'll let you respond briefly, Mr. Techie, and then I'd like for our inspector to respond, and then we'll be finished. Go ahead, Mr. Techie.
Okay, thank you. Very short. That pole is not a structure. It is completely just removable. The tree is tree that comes over makes the tunnel. The vine, I have it going through the tree. The tree buds grow above the vine, and then that pole is on our property. not in the right of
Mhm.
way, and it's just a tacked on screwed, and it's not a structure. There's no permit required. It's
Mhm.
not a permanent structure. So it's a removable pole. That's all.
Okay, thank you for your comment. Thank you for helping me understand it better. I look forward to seeing your videos and your presentation.
Thank you so much. I
Thank you for your time this morning. Inspector?
Hello, officer. So, respectfully, it is
I
a
just
structure. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, I just wanted to understand what I was seeing visually, how it was all connected, and what he can do to become compliant. We know the 4-foot rule, everyone should know that. That's the no-brainer. It seems like an easy fix, like he could just trim the part on the sidewalk back. I'm just wanting to understand what the other violation is. Is it the tunnel portion that we're concerned about? And um,
Right.
is that
So there's actually, again, there's multiple issues here.
okay?
And then, permit, which maybe some of it might be able to be resolved on the
Mm-hmm,
permitting with permitting. With
mm-hmm.
that said, one of the code violations that we have notified the property owner is is
Yes.
is the destruction to street trees are protected. Brian
Mm-hmm.
can Inspector Ong can speak more to this,
Right.
but street trees are protected, and because the vines will end up strangling and
The tree. Got it.
deteriorating this, there are actually street trees under there. They're small. You can't really see them, but
Okay.
we do know that, and so that in itself can never be permitted.
Because it's
And
going to choke out the other tree. That makes sense to
correct,
me. I get it.
correct.
Okay. All right. Well, I am very solution oriented. I'll probably give you a call later after I look at his videos before I make my recommendations to Director Short. I really appreciate all of you all's time this morning. And yeah, I appreciate your time. Is there anyone else on the call, Clerk Hanson? That
No,
okay,
there
so
is
it's
no
just
other attendees at this time.
okay, great. Um, so if there are no other attendees and there are no other public comments on this item or any other items, I'm going to go ahead and close out this hearing. Hearing is now closed. Thank you all.
Thank you. I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording.
Okay.